So we have seen the dot upper. So which will convert all the string into the uppercase. So ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನು ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ತರ ಡಾಟ್ ಲೋಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೆರಡು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ತರ ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮೆಥಡ್ ನ ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನ್ ಬೈಹರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಅದೇ ತರದ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮರ್ತೋದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮರ್ತೋದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನೀವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ all the string into a characters or how to check the string length in Python ಆ ತರ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ W3 ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. One minute. Okay, so first we'll see the capitalized method. It means that it will convert the first character to the uppercase. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಆ ತರ ನಾವು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅವಾಗ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲೈಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ 1 2 3 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಐಡಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಕೋಡ್ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, so now anyway it is already in the capital letter, so I just make it as a small a. Okay, so I just make it a small h. Now if I execute, so it's converting first character to capital, so all other remaining characters to small letters. So convert string into a lower case. So case fold is also the same method. So we'll check that also. So it is also converting into the all lower case. So if you want to return the center string, if you want to get the exact center string in the total whole length of string, so then we can use the dot center method. Okay, return a centered string ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್. ಸೊ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಮಧ್ಯ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 5 ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ, 5 ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ Okay, so after conversion, so we need to store it to some variable. So that variable we need to store it. So we are just directly printing the value. So I just create a one more variable as a y, and I will call this center method with 20 spaces. So which I want to give at the beginning 20 spaces. So that after space, so it will create this complete whole string and it will store it to y variable. As I'm not printing any variable. Okay, so we'll debug the code. So now this is the X string. So in the Y string, what exactly it is doing? So we'll check that same code. Okay, text is a string, so which is containing a VANA. So after that, it's keeping the space of 20. So right side and left side, and it is keeping that string into the center. So why our previous program didn't come? So let's give one simple string. It should be CENTER only. Okay, which is going more than 20 character, it is not taking the spaces. So just I will just check with some few string which is less than 20. So as there is a 12 characters, so it is keeping the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 characters. So what it is doing? So the total length is 20. Okay, so here there is a 12 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in the out of 20, so the remaining character is remaining space is 8. Means to fulfill the 20 characters, so remaining characters is 8. So what it is doing? So it is giving the 4 space here and 4 space after the string. So let's debug and we'll check that. So here we can able to see it is containing the 4 spaces. So we'll check with the 40. So then it is taking this much space. So in the right side also it is keeping, so but we are not able to show it because it's exiting the program itself. So in the debugger, easily we can find out so how much space it is giving. So for the 40, so this much space it is giving, it means that each one it takes a 1 tab space, not 1 tab space, one normal space. So like this in Python, there is a lot of inbuilt functions are there. So that's why Python is always the people will say it is a very simple programming language, so that anybody can easily learn and can do the scripting. So count, it will return the number of times specified value occurs in a string. So it means that if you want to find some occurrence in this, this method name count CO. So we need to pass a string here. So I just give it as a. So A is having a occurrence of 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there is a 4 times A is occurred. For example, if I want to check HA, so HA also it repeated 4 times. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So like this, we can find the occurrence of the string which is having the long string. So for in the very long string, so we can find out the any string which is present. By passing that string value, we can find how many times it is repeated. So like this, so there is so these many methods are there. So you people just go and execute this method and just get that. If any of the method, if you don't understand that, you just let me know. Okay, these are the things which you are not required to remember anything. Okay, you just see how it works. That's it. So when you wanted to implement, so even if you Google it, so you will get this method name. So you just have to use the method like that only. So we are not going to implement anything. Okay, for example, encode returns encoded version of a string. So it will give the encoded value of the string. So for example, some in application we want to encode the string. So that time we can use this method. Okay, so this is encoded, but it is showing in the bytes. Okay, so but bytes will be displayed output in the normal string only. It is convert and it will show. So if we debug, we will get exactly the byte value of that string. So it's actually stored in a 12 bytes. And ends with. So it will return the true if the strings ends with a specific value. So if you want to check with whether that string is ending with some any character or any special character. For example, I am just want to check whether that string is ends with the question mark. So for that we can check ends with question mark. So it is ending with the question mark. So for example, if I give exclamatory, it will return the false. Okay, sometimes if I want to check whether that given string is a question or not, so that time usually in the question it will ends with question mark. So then I can easily check whether that ends with question mark or not. If that ends with the question mark, so then I can say it is a question. So like that in our application, if such situation comes, so then we can use this method to check whether that is a question or not. Okay, so in the same way, so you just check all the methods which is present in the string and you just practice in the same IDE. Okay, if any of this method, if you don't get it or if you don't understand it, so you just let me know in the next class so that we will practice it. That we will try to understand it. Okay, what is the issue? So these are all the main string operations. Okay, so usually we operate with the strings only, max to max. For example, if you are using the WhatsApp application, whatever we are chatting to somebody else, so it will always be a string. So otherwise it will be a image or it will be a video. So image also it is a one kind of data type. Okay, video is also a one kind of data type. So your text is also a one kind of data type. It is a string. So like that, so in the strings, we will get lot of operations. So for that time, so we have a lot of inbuilt methods. So which we have seen these string methods. So these are all the methods which we can directly use it. We don't require to develop the code. Okay, for example, whatever I just checked with that ends with. So if I want to do it in Java programming, so I have to convert this string to a character array and I have to parse using the for loop. So in each, after the for loop, I have to check whether that question mark is present at the last index value of that array. Okay, like that we have to build the logic. So, but in Python, so there is a whichever concurrently and frequently we use that implementation. So for those kind of things, they have already developed the libraries. So this is the string inbuilt libraries. Okay, we just use that method. We are not required to develop any code. So, but we should understand how to use that and what is the value we have to pass how it is working, what is happening. So then only we can use. So in which situation, so this method we can use, like that we can think. So now we have completed with the numbers and strings. So in the numbers we have seen integer, float and complex numbers. So in the strings we have seen all the types of how we can declare the strings and slicing the strings and modifying the strings, concatenation of the string, everything we have seen. So next data types, let's go for the next data types. So that is the Python booleans. So Python booleans, so this is also same like if you take any other programming languages, so there will be a boolean operator. So that is true, false. So that is exactly a keyword. So we should use exactly how it is there. In the same way we should use. So as it is a case sensitive, we can't change anything. Even if it is a small letter, we should follow it in the small letter. If it is a capital letter, we should follow it in the capital letter only. Otherwise, we get the Python will throw the error. So only two Boolean values we are having. So true and false. If you want to create any Boolean value, for example, X, I'm going to make it as a Boolean value. For that, I am just mentioning as a true. So in this X is not a string, so we can't use that any string operations. So then I just print the X value. So we'll debug and we'll see what type of X variable it's becoming. So now the X value is the true and the type is the bool type. So bool means it's a Boolean. So when do we get these true and false means? So when we put a condition, so that time we will get whether that condition is true or false. Okay, even in the if statements, we use the conditional statements. So when we go to the if and if else statements, so that time we will see all the types of conditional statements, how to use the conditional statements and how to give the expression. For example, if I want to check some student marks, whether he is passed or failed, so we need to check with that obtained marks. For example, if he scored 40, whether that 40 is less than 35 or greater than 35. If it is less than 35, then he's the failed student. So like that, we can put the condition and we can print the output, whether the student is pass or fail, like that. Okay, so the main thing here we need to understand only bool operators, it containing only true two keywords. One is the true and another is the false. Okay, true, it means actually in the computer it will store in just a single bit. If it is a true, it will just store as a one bit as a 1, and if it is a false, it will store as a 0. That is just printing the value as a false. Okay, so this is the Boolean. So next it will start with the Python operators. So in the operators, we are having arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So these are the very basic operations, which it contains all the complex operations also. This is the very basic to derive all the complex operations. Okay, also we are having a assignment operators with a single equal. Also we are having a comparison operator. So comparison means we will just check the condition. So whether if it is right and left, both the values are equal or not equal or greater than or less than. So or greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So also a binary operations. So in the binary operations, I think you might have heard about that OR operation, AND operation, XOR operation. So these are all the operations you have seen if you are from electronics, or if you have in any of the subjects, logic gates and all those things, logic gate subjects. So there you have seen that AND gate, OR gate, XOR gate. So in the same way, so there will be two values. So that is also ones and zeros. So for AND operation, how it works. So that we will see in the next class. So the complete operators will finish in the tomorrow's class. Okay, so now we have completed the Boolean strings and numbers data types. So only these three data types we have seen, and we have seen what all the inbuilt operations will come in the strings, numbers, and everything. Okay, any doubts in this? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ನಾಳೆ ಇದು ಏನೇನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ
Okay, sir.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.